Hey blooming bees, it's your girl TiaMorra and I'm back with another video for you guys. If this is your first time stopping by, you're absolutely welcome. We cover all things self-care over here, from hygiene and perfume to health and fitness, lifestyle and self-growth, okay? So if that type of content interests you, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so every time I upload a video, you get notified. All right, in today's video, we're gonna be talking about all things vanilla, okay? We're gonna be talking about my absolute favorite vanilla fragrances. I do wanna give you guys a quick disclaimer. For all of the fragrances I'm gonna mention, none of these are safe blind buy. Not even one is a safe blind buy. I feel like you need to smell every single one of these fragrances to like them before you purchase them. Now, I know I said vanilla and everybody would think, oh yeah, vanilla is easy. Like, no, vanilla is actually not always easy. For people like me, I love sweet fragrances, but I like mysterious sweet, okay? So like, even if I tell people, oh yeah, I love vanilla, it's not the vanilla that everybody's thinking and hoping for. It's very distinctive, complex type of vanillas. So let's run through my list. Starting off strong, Bianco Latte. Bianco Latte, in my opinion, I think if there was anyone on this list that I would say is an easy blind buy, possibly, it'll be Bianco Latte. This is a true vanilla fragrance. This is a fragrance that I will absolutely recommend to anybody that's trying to get into niche fragrances and you love gourmands. It's a very good entry-level gourmand fragrance. It smells so freaking good. The more it dries down, it gets closer and closer to like skin-like kind of scent, but the vanilla is very strong. I think this is one of the longest lasting vanilla fragrances I have. I don't understand how this fragrance like lasts as long as it does, but it really lasts long and I'm obsessed with it. So highly recommend this fragrance. Next fragrance is Boy Smells Vanilla Era. I know. This cap is so freaking extra. Like, what was the reason? Somebody tell me. The guy at Sephora that helped me out when I went to grab this on the Sephora Beauty Insider sale day, he told me how he used this to have like an intimate dinner with his friends and family. And he gathered a lot of these from work, the ones they used from the testers, because they were gonna toss them out. He took them and did like mini flower arrangements with them and put on the table, and then everybody got to take them home. And I'm like, that's kind of cool and really smart. But I'll say this, initially, the very first time I saw this cap, I was just like, for some reason it was throwing me off, and it was just like, my body was not sitting well with it. I can't explain the reason why, but like I had goosebumps and it was just a very weird feeling. But after purchasing it and owning it and I guess seeing it for a while, it doesn't bother me anymore. I think it's so extra. I just think it's so unnecessary. But can I tell y'all, this fragrance is an obsession for me. I think I already told you guys the story of this fragrance, how I went to Sephora, smelt it. I had no idea what this fragrance was or the brand. I'm like, I've never seen you in Sephora before. Are you new? Where did you come from? So I went to smell it and I was like, whoa. Love at first sniff, okay? Love at first freaking sniff. This fragrance is so beautiful, okay? In my opinion, it's like a perfect nighttime fragrance. I personally wouldn't wear this during the day ever. You won't catch me wearing this during the day. I think this is really good for nighttime. It's so seductive, very alluring. It's very confusing. It has saffron, it has black pepper, it has vanilla. I think it has like cashmere in it too. It's just so freaking beautiful. It's like a very great date night scent. I think if I was to go on a first date, I'll happily wear this, okay? Because I'm finna leave an impression. I know that's right. But yeah, this smells so good. I highly recommend this. It's so different. I also don't have any other vanilla in my collection that smells like this. So one of the reasons why I'm absolutely obsessed with it. Next up is Parfums de Marly's Althair. Y'all have heard me talk about this fragrance a few times as well. I'm so obsessed with this scent. This is one of my favorite bottles to pull out once the colder months come along, okay? When we start to hit like end of October, best believe she's getting used and real good, okay? I love this fragrance. I think the notes in it are just so beautiful. Like they blend so well together. It's absolutely freaking divine. I don't think I ever want to like not have this in my collection. This fragrance is meant for men, but you see me, I'm wearing it. It's so gorgeous. I think women can totally buy this fragrance, even though it's meant for men. It's so soft and so sweet. I don't actually understand how it's meant for men. I feel like this should be for females, but I can see how a man will wear this and it will smell good on him. I love this fragrance so much. I highly recommend. It's a very sophisticated, very different. It smells woody. It smells deep. It's very different. It's not like your typical vanilla fragrance. This is one that I feel like you either hate it or you love it. There's no in between. It's a very, very, very gorgeous fragrance. Next up is Kayali's Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar. You can see my dent. Okay, it speaks for itself. I'm so, so in love with this fragrance. The only thing I'll tell you that I don't like about this fragrance is the bubblegum note. If if we were able to eliminate the bubblegum note in this, I would be so obsessed with this fragrance. This fragrance, for some reason, is a man magnet. Men seem to like fragrances that smell very sweet on women, and this is one of those. Whenever I have this fragrance on, I get a lot of compliment from men, okay? This is such a sweet, flirty, playful kind of fragrance, and I think it's super, super girly. If you like the very girly fragrances, you're definitely gonna like this. This has bubblegum, vanilla, candied, I think pear. Yeah, candied pear, rock sugar, vanilla cream, white caramel, violet, and so on and so forth. It's such a beautiful fragrance. I think it's like it's an easy wear. I wouldn't say this is blind buy safe because I've heard a good number of people saying that they didn't like it, which I found very strange. I could have honestly thought that this would be an easy blind buy for everybody, but I guess not, because I think at the end of the day, everybody has their own preferences. That's why our noses are very different, right? So I think go to Sephora and smell this, but it's so freaking delicious. And it's one that I really genuinely feel like all of us women should have in our collection. This is a fragrance that I used to layer with so many freaking different things, okay? Especially like the summertime. I wear this with a lot of my different fragrances. Also, I'm not gonna lie, I wear it all the time because recently too, in the colder months, I've been pairing this with a lot of like my very deep fragrances. To tame down the richness of the fragrance, I will use this. It just smells so good. It's a very beautiful vanilla. I think Kayali does an amazing job at doing vanillas, okay? Because I'm obsessed with their vanilla fragrances. This one, Vanilla 28, the Wedding Silk Santal, they're just doing their damn thing, okay? They know exactly what they're doing. This fragrance is Burberry Goddess. This is a vanilla fragrance that has my heart. This is an easy wear for me. I wear her to go every and anywhere, okay? I don't care if I'm just gonna go run errands or I'm going to a party or I'm going to brunch or I'm going to work. I don't think I'll wear this to work. I scratched that. Nah, this is not for work. But every other thing you can think of, I will wear this too. It's just well made. It has lavender, vanilla, ginger. The ginger lavender combo is when I got this fragrance initially, the ginger and lavender combo was a little too sharp for me. But then the more the vanilla macerated and the vanilla matured, now vanilla is the most prominent note in this fragrance for me. I still smell the ginger, I still smell the lavender, but vanilla is the most prominent. And I love it. When it dries down, it's the most beautiful thing ever. This smells so good, and the longevity on it is pretty decent. Definitely worth it, okay? Like, this is a vanilla that I'm always gonna have in my collection. It's just so different. Nothing else in my collection smells like her. She's very unique. Next up is Poets of Berlin. I just wanna say, this is one of those fragrances that makes me literally appreciate perfumers. Because how somebody sits, take blueberry, take lemon, take vanilla, and then pull bamboo and orris and put them together, and it'll give you something good. Who thinks about that? But this? Nah. The perfumer behind this is Jerome Epinette. So sorry if I'm butchering his name. Mr. Jerome, I appreciate you. You are a blessing in disguise. You are a legend. I don't know if you know it, but you are. This fragrance is just something, okay? I just want to explain something to you guys. The bamboo in this is very bamboo, okay? It smells very earthy, very green. I know a lot of people can't get past the earthiness of this fragrance, but you see me? This was love at first sniff. The very first time I sprayed this fragrance, I was like, ooh, okay, earthiness. Okay. But then 2 to 3 seconds later, I'm like, wait a minute. Ooh, who is that? I started smelling the blueberry and the lemon. And then when it dried down, the way the vanilla just popped. The key thing to remember is that the bamboo last throughout the longevity of this fragrance, okay? The bamboo is the longest lasting note in the fragrance. Like, even when you no longer smell the vanilla and the blueberry and the lemon, you're gonna smell the bamboo. I'm obsessed with this fragrance. This is literally, hands down, one of my favorite vanilla fragrances. Like, I top 5 of my favorite vanilla fragrances. I think it is so unique. It is so different. This is art right here. This is the 1.7 fluid ounce bottle because this bottle is expensive. And that's all I could afford when I was buying this, okay? But the way I'm obsessed with this fragrance, I need a big bottle and I need a backup because I'm always gonna have her in my collection. She's freaking divine, but I'm gonna tell y'all this. This is a love or hate. There's no in between. So this is one that you 1000% need to smell before you purchase her. Next up is Vanilla Powder by Matiere Premier. This fragrance, yo, she's a freaking stunner. She's so beautiful. This is a musky vanilla. I think the notes in here are like coconut powder, musk, vanilla, and I don't know what else. But those are the 3 notes that I remember because I smell them every single time. Amazing freaking blind buy, okay? Because the day I got it and I sprayed it, I smiled so hard, my cheeks were hurting. Because I was like, how did I get this right? It smells good. It smells so freaking divine. This is such an elevated, classy, musky vanilla scent. Like, I don't know what I was expecting, but when I smelled it, it was nothing on this earth what I was expecting to smell. Nothing at all. Like, literally nothing. I love coconut, but the thing with coconut and a lot of fragrances is that coconut tends to smell very like sunscreeny, and that throws me off because I'm like, why do y'all always associate coconut with sunscreen? Can I just get coconut in a fragrance that really smells like coconut? They did a good job here. I don't know if it's because it's coconut powder, but they did an amazing job. This is such a creamy, musky vanilla, okay? It's sweet, skin-like. You cannot go wrong with this fragrance. If you love her, you really love her, and you're not gonna go wrong with her. I feel like get your nose on this, okay? Because she's delicious. Look at the dent on this. I love her. I love her a lot. Such, oof. Oh my God. This just gives me elegance and like purity in a sense. When I smell this, all I just see when I shut my eyes, is just like lots of white. If that makes any sense at all. It's like just lots of white all over the place. I just see like white garment floating around. Makes no sense whatsoever, but that's what I envision the minute I close my eyes. Vanille Antique by Byredo. I feel like you guys are probably tired of hearing me talk about this fragrance at this point in time, but I can't lie. She's part of my favorite vanilla fragrances, so I gotta bring her up. She falls in a lot of different categories of videos that I'm gonna be filming, so y'all bear with me. Oh my God. I don't think I will ever get enough of this fragrance. This is such a bold, sophisticated vanilla. She's mysterious, okay? She's gonna turn heads, yes, she will. She has plum, musk, vanilla, amber. She's a stunner, okay? She is a stunner, and she's worth every single dime that I spent on this bottle. I'm obsessed with this fragrance. I'm always gonna have her in my collection. I genuinely think you guys should check her out because, whoa. What will my life be without this fragrance? I'm not sure. A lot will feel missing because she's such a stunner. She's absolutely divine and just extra and bold, and that's me. Next up is Vanille Fatale by Tom Ford. No, I do not own the regular size bottle. I just have this size, which I think is like a 10 or 15 milliliter bottle. I love this fragrance so much, and yes, I'm gonna be buying a full bottle. This is one of my, like, I think favorite vanillas that Tom Ford has to offer. In my opinion, I think this is the best one. This smells so freaking good. I believe it has like coffee in it. Yeah. Ooh, the spiciness. It has coffee, it has coriander, it has some florals. I don't know what florals, probably white florals. Obviously has vanilla. This fragrance is a very beautiful fragrance. My only problem with Tom Ford fragrances, you know that talk sound?
Do you know you have 30 minutes?
Are you kidding me?
30, yes.
While she smells so freaking good and she's a stunner, she don't last. She lasts like 4 or 5 hours, and like for the money I spent on this, I want like at least 8 hours. But you know what? The more and more I continue to turn into a frag head, I'm beginning to realize that like it doesn't always have to have longevity. I know that sounds crazy, but I think these days I'm kind of okay with just having a very beautiful fragrance and a scent that I'm absolutely obsessed with and love. And even if it doesn't last as much, I can touch it up. Even though you know me, I'm a beast mode fragrance type of girl. I don't like to touch up. But with some scents, I don't mind it because this is so beautiful. I feel like this is definitely not a blind buy for sure. I'll just tell you that. But I feel like this fragrance just makes me very happy when I smell it. And I also started realizing that like tobacco is a note that I'm beginning to realize that it's in a lot of fragrances that I love. And I don't think that that's normal for me. It's different, but that's how I know my nose is really aging in the fragrance world. I've been wearing niche fragrances for about 5-6 years now, and I think my nose is really elevating the more and more as it goes. But I have no idea how I like it, but I really love it. Fragrance is Baciami Allegra by Bvlgari. No surprises whatsoever. I've talked about this fragrance a few times. This is a very seductive, alluring, flirty, beautiful baby girl, okay? When you wear this, yes, all the heads are gonna spin. You know that song? My milkshake makes all the boys in the back being like, that's her. She's literally gonna make all the guys stare. She's literally gonna confuse people. She's literally gonna get you everything you want in this life, okay? Because when you have this on, who says no to you? Nobody. Yeah, nobody. Because how dare you? How dare you? She smells so freaking good. She's a stunner. She's one that I think that every woman needs to smell. She's so freaking beautiful, very flirtatious, very like, I don't know, she just makes me happy. So, so happy. But this has only 3 notes, jasmine, vanilla, and amber, I believe. Yeah, and that's it. But it's such a freaking beautiful fragrance. Make sure you get your nose on this, okay? I'm begging of you guys. Make sure you get your nose on this. I've only had this for a few months, and look at my dent. I'm obsessed with this fragrance. It's easily one of my favorite fragrances at the moment, and top 5 vanillas in my collection. And for the very last fragrance, I'm gonna tell y'all, this one shocked me. How I like this fragrance, I don't understand. And it's easily one of my favorite fragrances also at the moment. Because obviously she's newer to my collection, so I'm kind of obsessing over her at the moment. But let me tell y'all, this don't make no sense. It shocked me, you. It shocked me. This is Victoria Beckham's Reverie. How I like this fragrance, the way I like it, I'm still trying to understand it. Because let me spray it and talk about it with you ladies. This fragrance, I just want to tell y'all, the opening note is tobacco leaf. And it makes no sense whatsoever. So why I say this fragrance makes no sense to me is because first, when I read the story behind this fragrance, apparently this fragrance was inspired by one of Victoria's dates with her man on vacation. And I'm like, okay, it's giving romance. Yeah, I'm so eager to go smell this. I go smell it. I sprayed it that day at Neiman, and I was like, whoa. This is a lot of tobacco. All I smell is cigarettes. All I could envision is a bunch of cigarettes on the floor, or like, imagine like about 50 people smoking at the same time, and then everybody just tosses the cigarette butts on the floor. That's what it smelled like to me, just heavy tobacco. Whoa. How does this remind you of a romantic moment? I don't know, baby girl, I don't know. So in my head, I'm like, I'm so confused, but I want to understand what this is about. So me being me, I always give fragrances chances, right? I sprayed a good amount here. I sprayed a good amount here. I went about when I was running my errands and everything. I came back to Neiman Marcus 4 hours later without anybody asking me to show up there. You want to know why? Because the dry down of this fragrance is insane. It's insane. It is sick. But I want to tell you something. The tobacco is still there in the dry down. The tobacco lasts throughout the longevity of this fragrance. So if you don't want to smell tobacco, you might as well stay away from this. But the tobacco stays there throughout the end. But what is crazy is that the vanilla, she triumphs. The vanilla triumphs, okay? And I think there's like plum in this fragrance too. So like you start to get like the hints of like the plum and then a lot of vanilla. It just starts to smell so sweet, but it has that edge of the tobacco in it. It's just a very well-grounded fragrance in my opinion. It took me, you know, letting it sit on my skin and like letting it dry down for me to really understand this fragrance. But I can tell y'all, if this was me like maybe even last year, I don't think I would have ever purchased this fragrance. Just last year, But I think my nose has really matured and it's tolerating a lot of different type of notes now. Tobacco, I think I said this earlier, is a very new note for me that I'm beginning to like realize that I really enjoy. Another fragrance that I really enjoy, it has nothing to do with this video, is Tobacco Honey by Guerlain. How? I don't know. But once again, I'm really liking tobacco. That's something I'm learning about myself. I'm liking tobacco note in fragrances, but the thing is like it has to be done well. Because I've smelled tobacco in some fragrances and it's just like absolutely not. But this fragrance was blended so well. I get the whole concept of romance in this. I get the concept of like, you know, just vacation. After smelling this, it kind of gives me the vibes. Like you think about it, where did this happen? It happened while she was on vacation with her husband in Java, Indonesia. And when I went and looked up Java, Indonesia and everything, I'm like, okay, I kind of get it. I can see how like there might have been like cigarette butts around and stuff. And I can totally see how like, cause she also said he did like a very incredible surprise for her and there were like lanterns or lights. I'm just trying to envision it like just lit up all over the place. And it was a tropical environment, right? Which I think is what inspired the bottle as well. And I don't know, it just makes sense to me. So now when I smell it, I'm like, ah, so romantic. I sound crazy, but I feel like I'm one of the very few that's obsessed with this fragrance. I think it makes a lot of sense to me. I understand it. I love it. I'm just really, really obsessed with this fragrance at the moment. I think I'm somewhere around here right now. And if you remember when this fragrance got released just a few months ago, like October, and baby, I'm here. I'm somewhere around here. From the shaking, I'm somewhere around here because I'm obsessed and I can't stop. And I'll tell you, the longevity on this is actually there. It's pretty impressive. I wear this, I go out to whatever party or whatever, however long I'm out, it smells on me till I come back home. And it smells really good. And it does last on my clothes, like maybe overnight, the next day. If I had a jacket on, it would stay and linger in my jacket for like at least a day or two. It smells so good. But this is not a blind buy. Save this one. I think out of any of the other fragrances, you must smell this before you purchase it. Do not blind buy this, okay? Because you're probably gonna get mad at me. And I didn't ask you to blind buy it. But this is a very beautiful vanilla fragrance. Like I said, it is not a blind buy. I keep repeating this because I think you really need to smell this fragrance. But if you understand it and you love it, just like Poets of Berlin, once you understand this fragrance, these two, you just understand the beauty in them. Like, I feel like this is truly art. This is really what it takes to be creative, you know? Like, this is truly what it means to have like niche fragrances, in my opinion. They just blew my mind. They're very different and I'm so obsessed with them. And I think these are very beautifully made vanilla fragrances. So that's it for my roundup of my absolute favorite vanilla fragrances in my collection. I do own a lot of vanilla fragrances, but I felt like these are the ones that I wanted to give like big shout outs to because a lot of the other vanilla fragrances I think are like typical expected vanillas, but I think each and every one of these ones that I mentioned are not your typical vanilla, okay? I know a lot of you guys would have been expecting me to have Vanilla 28. Yes, I love Vanilla 28, but I also think Vanilla 28 could kind of be like a typical vanilla that people would like. I think every single one of them were very well made, and I think you all need to get your noses on them, okay? I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you go try them out. What are some of your favorite vanilla fragrances that are not your typical vanilla fragrances that you're obsessed with and you absolutely love and you think I should try out or you think all of us ladies should try out? Go ahead and leave those in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you're having a very beautiful, holly jolly holiday season. Love you, love you, love you. I'll see you in my very next video. Bye, babes.
I'm yeah. Baby, you my only number one, got it. Even in my down times, I can't get you out of my mind, sorry.